Welcome to all of you joining me right here on our Zoom call. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. As you can tell from my background, it is Friday. We have still a few hours before Shabbat, and it's still Simchat Torah. We started last night. So we go from holiday to holiday. The last day of Sukkot on Thursday, then Simchat Torah today, tomorrow Shabbat. Just cascades of celebrations. We are so blessed. And we are also 1 minute from getting started. So I invite you to, if you so choose, close your eyes. You're welcome to meditate with your eyes open as well. As I shared before, to me, it's actually helpful to meditate with my eyes open. It kind of diminishes the flow of the mind thinking. And if you never tried, you can try to do that maybe today. Check it out for yourself. As you sit up straight, I invite you to turn your head downward a little bit, like a 45-degree angle, and looking at whatever your eyes meet. It elongates the spine behind the neck, so that's a good feature as well. And just let your eyes rest. You don't have to actually stare at anything. Just let your gaze just even become blurry. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. And let your body relax. And find your breath. And just pay attention to the breath. Simply observing the sensations of the breath coming in and going out of your nose. And as we come together in this virtual meditation hall, connecting all of us, I invite you to draw a breath for Shalom. We'll chant Shalom 3 times, taking a deep breath in through our nose, holding for 5 counts, and then chanting on the out breath. Join me. And hold. Hold. One more time. On this Shabbat, we come and sit with the angels of Shabbat. The angel will always welcome in our songs just before Shabbat begins, as Shabbat begins. Imagining that in front of us sits Uriel, divine light, bringing clarity to our meditation and lighting the path forward. On our left is Gavriel, whose name means strength and courage. It's the angel that supports us in staying disciplined and committed, steadfast as to our practice. Behind us is Raphael, the healing divine presence, pulling out of us everything that we no longer need and letting it be in the past, letting it be behind us. On our right is Michael, whose name means that which is like the divine. Michael always holds a mirror so that we can look at ourselves as the reflection, the image of the divine. And if this visualization doesn't work for you, just imagine that all of those archetypes, all of those energies are in fact already right inside of you. It's in your heart, it's in your being. You have all you need. And these angels are just cheering us on in our practice, helping us rid ourselves from any limited beliefs and all the negative self-talk about our meditation, our practice, if we're good enough, not good enough, to take all of that away. And then we hold our kavanah, our intention, that each of us might recognize awakened awareness right now for the greatest good of all. That each of us might recognize awakened awareness right this moment for the greatest good of all. I'd like to invite you, if you so choose today, to pay attention to all the sounds around you. Maybe it's the fan of the computer. Maybe it's the lawnmower in your neighbor's yard. Maybe it's the heating system in your house. Maybe it's the birds in the trees nearby, a car driving by, a plane flying over. Any sound, whatever the sound may be. Maybe it's the sound of your own breath. Any sound. And see how many sounds you can perceive. Just pay attention. Just be curious. Notice that the field of listening is immense. Unlike the visual field that only capture what's in front of us. The field of listening can capture what's also behind us. What's on the left, what's on the right. If we live in let's say, an apartment building, the field of listening can even capture whatever is going on in the floors underneath us, below us. And also, if we pay attention to a plane flying over, for example, or a bird flying over, we can also hear the sounds above us. And in fact, we can hear sounds even beyond the walls of the room we might find ourselves in. When the visual field is limited to whatever walls or obstacles stand in front of us, sound can be perceived beyond walls. The field of listening is vast, immense. So just pay attention to all those sounds, near and far, as close to you as the sound of your breath, as far from you as a plane flying overhead. Listen to it all. And don't try to name the sound, just be present to their energy. Oftentimes we hear a sound and the mind wants to figure out what it is coming from, almost automatically putting labels on sounds. And feel how every sound is actually arising inside the field of listening. Sometimes I imagine there being a membrane, vast as the sky, within which all sounds come to be. And notice how every sound arises and then dies off. Every sound appears and then disappears. Even the sound of this voice. It arises inside the field of your listening as the sentence begins, and then it disappears at the end of the sentence back into the silence. It arises from the silence and then returns to the silence. Once again, it arises from the silence, and once again, it disappears into the silence. And every sound seems to follow the same pattern, arising out of the silence and returning into the silence. And just rest as that field of listening, within which every sound comes and goes, appears and disappears. Simply rest as the silence itself, observing all the sounds appearing within you and disappearing within you. No sound exists outside of you and that field of listening that is you. Too often we identify ourselves with the sounds and forget that we are the silence out of which and back into all the sounds come and go. And you can include the thoughts in that because the thoughts are just mental noise. And they too arise from within your silence and return into your silence. So keep listening, be curious, be attentive. And gently we let go of our practice. Taking a couple of deeper breaths, perhaps, to help us transition out of our meditation. And letting the body stretch, if it needs to do so, of course. I call this meditation the Shema meditation, the listen meditation. Since we were mentioning the Shema last night at Simchat Torah, maybe I was inspired. We'll close our practice for today with a Shalom chant, as always, as we dedicate our practice to all beings. May all beings find the silence in their heart, in their soul, on this Shabbat. Modani. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Modani, thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
See you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.